We've got the all-new Honda Civic Sedan Hybrid.
We've been waiting a long time to get our hands on this one. Oh yeah.
Oh, great power.
So yeah, we've been asking Honda, when is the Civic Hybrid coming for about 4 months now, and it finally arrived. We're very excited. So let's get right into it. What's under the hood of this thing?
A 2-liter 4-cylinder with a 2-motor hybrid system. It's matched to an e-CVT and gets a combined 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. This is a front-wheel drive only model, and you can put regular fuel in this hybrid.
All right. The hybrid replaces the old 1.5 liter turbo, so it's kind of a premium offering.
Yeah.
What are the key standard features?
The base trim comes with a 7-inch driver display, a 7-inch touchscreen, wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto, an 8-speaker audio system, heated manual front seats, leatherette and cloth upholstery, a heated steering wheel, a moonroof, remote engine start, and Honda Sensing Driver Assistive technology. The Touring model adds a 10.2-inch digital driver display and a 9-inch touchscreen.
I already did a sneaky on you, Andrew. I already put it in sport.
I like that.
But what else can we put it in?
You gotta put it in S for subscribing. If you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrew to see what's going on behind the scenes, and to get a question in for me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button. So we like the Accord Hybrid.
Yes.
I like this a lot more. There's something about it. It's something about the way it drives. It just feels so polished. So it does everything well, and it has a nimble, fun to drive attitude.
Well, I was just so excited to get it because we're big fans of the Civic anyway. We own a Civic ourselves, a gas model, and every time we get in it, we're impressed with this. So we were excited about this model, and boy, it doesn't disappoint. It is going to tick a lot of the right boxes for people who not only want to get great fuel economy, want a smooth ride, quick acceleration, and the cabin is so quiet.
But it has a real quality feel to it, and you get that through the seat of your pants. The quietness definitely plays into it, but the classic Honda dynamics are there, especially the steering. It has a very connected, fun to drive attitude. This is a great, I would be more than happy to drive this every single day.
I know Zach and I were looking at each other going, do we upgrade?
Yeah.
But it's our boys who drive the Civic a lot, and I don't know.
They don't need a new car. They don't deserve a new car.
Although I'm sure they would love this because it's got such great power. So acceleration from a stoplight, you saw us off the top, no problem. Passing power on the highway.
Zippity-doo-dah day.
So quick. And I just think overall the steering feels precise. Maneuverability is excellent, especially in the city. Turning radius is very good. This is a winner. Honda nailed it.
Yeah, the thing is, all of those attributes, you do get over on the gas side, but it just makes it more upscale and quieter and polished when you add the hybrid system.
And I even like that it's got this mild regen braking with the paddle shifters. There's 3 levels. It doesn't bring the vehicle to a complete stop, but it does slow it down. And I like the idea in a hybrid of having this.
So yesterday I was filming the outside of this, Andrea, and initially I thought it looks the exact same as the regular gas model. It has a very slightly different front lower bumper and fascia. That's the only way you can tell that the hybrid is the hybrid. Other than that, it looks like the regular gas model.
I think it looks fantastic. I like the style of this more than our 2017 Civic that we have. It's sleek. It's clean.
Maybe a bit boring. Is it a bit boring?
No, I am such a big fan. I know when this Civic came out, some of you were thinking, oh, it's so boring. It is exactly the way I like it.
You know what it is, Andrea? It's a design that will stand the test of time. You buy this car today, and then 5 years from now, it'll still look like a current car.
I like the low, wide stance, the elongated hood. The style is really pleasing to me.
Sorry, a little bit boring.
Getting in and out of this Civic is easier. as well compared to our model. It feels like our model sits lower to the ground, so I think that that is a nice improvement from Honda. The Civic Hybrid comes standard with LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, black mirror caps, 18-inch black or gray wheels, and a tire repair kit. The top touring model gets mirror integrated LED turn signal indicators.
I talked about it a second ago. The hybrids are a higher spec than you get on the base Civic, but the nice thing is that all Civics for the most part look like this on the inside, and it's a design that is really going to also hold up. And oh, my ass is on fire here, Andrew. You've got the bum warmer on. We switched seats.
It's a little bit chilled.
Yeah, anyway, so it's going to stand the test of time, I think, as well.
By the way, the heated seats are excellent. Yeah, I agree with you. It's modern, it's clean. Honda really focused on removing the clutter in the Civic, and I think they did a great job with it. I like the honeycomb dash that expands the width of the vehicle. It's a unique feature. It's something different. There is piano black in here. We aren't crazy about that.
But on the piano black, Andrea, the one thing about piano black is on this car, it's decorative. It's not something you're touching, and you're not getting your fingers on it and showing the fingerprints. It's just decorative.
Yeah, so true. And on the door, as well as the center console, you've got this pinstripe design, which looks great. So you're not seeing any dust or fingerprints. I love that it has a traditional shifter. How great is that?
It's no weird hybrid weirdness. It's just normal.
And how about all the knobs and buttons in here? You don't have to go into the screen for everything.
Like I said, Andrea, I could live with this every day.
Same.
I mean, the screen, it's not as big as it is in the Accord. It's fine, it works. I'm more than happy. My bum warmer works, that's for sure. The heated steering wheel, it's comfortable. The only thing is that seat over there, there is no adjustment.
Yeah, well, this top model comes with an 8-way power driver seat and a 4-way power passenger seat. So that means no height adjustment. I find that the driver's seat to be much more comfortable than the passenger seat. I can't seem to get my legs feeling the right way in here.
Well, the problem is you can't adjust the pitch. Like, you might remember in older cars, they had that little rotary thing. You could pull up the front of the seat so your back was cradled. You can't do that. So if you're not going to give us a power height adjustment, at least give us a manual adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. At least I could sit up a little bit higher, because I do feel like I'm sitting quite low to the floor here. This does come with some great standard features, including a moonroof with a manual sunshade. So I think that you'll be impressed with the standard features, but the price does reflect that as well. So let's keep that in mind. Now you'll see when we do the vital stats coming up a little bit later on when we give the pricing that the base trim is not an inexpensive option. And what disappoints me is that it comes with dual 7-inch screens, and that touchscreen gets wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto.
I gotta plug in?
You have to plug in, or you can get a dongle, right? We've talked about dongles. Anyway, I just feel like that 9-inch touchscreen, which isn't that big, that comes with the wireless connection, would be a nice standard feature at that price point.
They just want more of your money, Andrea.
Course,
they want you to go in the dealer and go, yeah, honey, let's just get that one. And I think that's really what's going to happen. This is the one I would choose.
And this also has leather seats, and they are comfortable. There is some good thigh support in here. Just you feel like you're sitting lower to the ground on the passenger side.
When you do get the touring model, it includes front and rear parking sensors, a 12-speaker Bose sound system, a wireless charger, HD radio, heated rear seats, assisted opening trunk. So on the radio, we're seeing this trend from Honda, whether it's Acura or Honda, they're getting rid of sat radio. There's no sat radio in this car. And if you've ever tried to use the satellite radio streaming on your phone, it's terrible. So that is a major fail, if you ask me, no sat radio.
Now it does have Google built in and Amazon Alexa, but I agree, that is a miss from Honda.
Well, here's me getting in the back seat. This is one of the largest in this class. You have pretty good legroom considering it's a compact, not bad headroom. Your bum sits low and it is quite soft, so there's quite a bit of room.
Comparing this hybrid to the Toyota Corolla sedan hybrid, the Civic has 42.3 inches of front row legroom, which is about the same as the Corolla. Second row legroom at 37.4 inches is 2.5 inches larger than the Toyota.
When you pop the trunk on this model, you see it's got a very big trunk under the floor. That's where the tire repair kit lives. You can flip down the back seats, and when you do that, it's a very large, useful space.
Trunk space in the Civic is 14.8 cubic feet, which is larger than the Corolla.
You have some good questions about this or that. Let's get into it.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Hi, it's a nice car and probably very fuel efficient, but why this and not a Toyota Camry SE Hybrid at $37,000? More space, very frugal, and bulletproof reliability.
Yeah, it's a tough case for that one, Andrea. I mean, Andrew and I have gone back and forth on this, talking about it as soon as we got this car.
Yeah.
I think it really comes down to, I think this is, what's the way to describe it? It just feels better to drive.
The Camry is great. We gave it a great review, and
Glowing.
it is a very good sedan. Offers tons of space. It comes with a lot of standard features, and it's priced really well for a hybrid. That front-wheel drive model that you're talking about, you can also get all-wheel drive in Canada and the US, but I'll give Canadian pricing for not much more, like maybe $2,100 or so Canadian on that base model. But this is quieter. This is smoother, and it offers great power just like the Camry, and I just think it's more youthful looking.
Yeah, I think it's just more fun to drive. I mean, the Camry is a great product. We raved about it. We thought it was fantastic. Listen, go and drive them both and see which one you like.
Yeah.
In the Camry favors, you can get the E all-wheel drive for inclement weather, but I don't know. This is a great product.
Really good. I've been considering the Accord, but after seeing the Civic Hybrid, I don't think the Accord's worth it.
Well, yeah, you got that right. One of the problems is the fact that Accord is much more expensive. Andrew's going to tell you the numbers in a moment. And then you throw Camry in the mix there. We just talked about how that's such great value. This thing is going to sell incredibly well, especially in Canada where we have higher fuel prices.
Yeah, and with the Accord, you're looking at around 47,000 Canadian.
Ouch.
That is expensive, but the thing about Honda is they're really streamlining their trims. They're going with less trims. It does come with more features than the Civic. You get ventilated front seats, you get a head-up display, the bigger screens. So if those are important features, then maybe the Accord would be a better option, but boy, is it ever pricey, and I would go with the Civic. Once again, more youthful, and I prefer the exterior design.
Yeah, and then you have Camry in there, and then the Camry wins every time.
How is the Civic Hybrid compared to the Corolla Hybrid in fuel economy, driving dynamics, and long-term reliability?
Well, the Corolla Hybrid's a great car too, and it has the E all-wheel drive available, as we talked about a moment ago with Camry. They have that also in Corolla. But I just think this is a more dynamic car. Like I said, the hardest thing for us to tell you about is the feel of it. You have to experience it yourself.
Yeah.
And once you drive this car, you're like, wow, they did it. It's really well done.
This offers more power. It has a nicer interior. I even think it looks better than the Corolla sedan. And the only thing about the Corolla, that hybrid, you can also get an all-wheel drive option. And there's more trim, so it's less expensive than the Civic. So if you're on a tighter budget, once again, there's nothing wrong with the Corolla Hybrid. You'll start saving at the pumps right away, and you'll pay less money for it. But I prefer this as well.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Love this car. Always wanted one, but the cost of insurance for it in my area is ridiculous.
I did not know this, Andrea. I did not know that if you got a Civic Hybrid, the insurance was higher. I'm guessing, is this an Eastern Canada thing with all the auto theft?
Yes, so the viewer is from Ontario, and that was my initial thought too. Lots of auto theft in Ontario and Quebec right now. An insurance broker from Quebec did write in, one of our viewers on Instagram, and said that it's really about battery replacement costs, and hybrids just cost more money. However, another viewer wrote in and said, yeah, but I got a Corolla Hybrid and the insurance is a lot less, and he lives in Ontario.
Yeah.
So the person who initially wrote in, she drives a 2015 Cruise, and insurance from May 2024 to May 2025 is $1,500 a year.
How much is this one?
This is $2,500 a year.
Okay,
Now,
so
she
what was the cruise
also
again? How
checked
much was the cruise?
1,500
So
Canadian.
1,000 more?
Yeah.
1,000 more.
Now, she did cross.
That's a lot of gas you can buy.
She also did the cross track, 1,800 a year in that time frame.
Yeah, I think it's auto theft.
I think
'cause
it's auto theft too.
The batteries are so small on these cars. Now, they're not inexpensive if you have to replace one, but I just think it's the, and if you're watching this from the United States, there's a major auto theft problem in Eastern Canada. Good thing we live here, Andrea.
I know.
All right, let's get into the vital stats of this Honda Civic Hybrid.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The Sport Hybrid starts at just over $35,000, and the top Sport Touring is just over $38,500. In the US, the Sport Hybrid starts at just under $29,000, and the Sport Touring is just over $31,500.
Here are the impressive fuel economy numbers. 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers city, 5.1 on the highway. That's 50 miles per gallon in the city, 47 on the highway. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. So you're thinking about getting a sedan and you want a hybrid. Here's 4 to consider.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Hyundai Elantra Hybrid with a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder, a combined 139 horsepower, and a starting price just over $33,000.
The Toyota Corolla Hybrid with a 1.8-liter 4-cylinder, 138 horsepower, and a starting price under 30 grand.
The Toyota Prius with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, a combined 196 horsepower, and a starting price of over $40,500.
The Honda Accord Hybrid with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 204 horsepower, and a starting price under $45,000.
So there are 4 hybrid sedans for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I love how quiet this hybrid is.
I'm blown away by how much I like it.
Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto should be standard for this price point.
Height adjustment for passenger seat, it can be manual, but please add it. So there it is, it's the Honda Civic Hybrid. What do you think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.